Well, with that, Turkey's part of Europe, so let's move to the best EU player. Since it's the MENA, right? This is MENA. What is it? EMEA. EMEA. There we go. I got the acronym correct.
Bro, we just get the easy out of the way, right? Caps, BB, 1, 2.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Easy. We already talked about them, so that's done.
And now we have 3, 4, 5.
Razork.
Do we
So
throw...
Fnatic at Internationals was so ass.
Yeah, EU at Internationals was so ass. You have to pick...
Yeah,
Yamato, you have to select amongst the ass right now.
But we're putting them above G2 players, right?
Super. We throwing in who we throwing in for Mad Lions?
He was bad majority. Like Mad Lions was bad the majority of the year. They lost more games than they won. Like they were just consistent losers.
But Mirwin played weird stuff in top lane.
Yeah, they won 1 best of 5. Like they literally peaked by winning 1 best of 5 against G2. Like that was their whole year, right? Like then Winter Split where it's like Adam like got benched. It was like fucking weird. What the fuck is going on here? They get second place. They go to 5 with BDS with a sub with Jetax. Then the next split they're fucking horrible. The split after that they're even worse. And then they win 1 best of 5, lose the rest of it, and they get eliminated like 16th fucking place at Worlds. And I'm supposed to like rate this year and be like, nice, I got to see them win 42% of their games or 45% of their games, whatever the fuck it ended up being at the end of the year. Now I have to pretend that they're good all year. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that.
All right, like Hans Sama is a player that had like the worst part is of course like the issue with Hans is that his mistakes are so ugly that they just cover up all of the pages of the biography of Hans Sama's year.
But everybody has to respect him because it's like you feel every team feels like they have to ban Kalista and Draven, right? I mean, he draws a lot of
really. They stopped banning that, didn't they?
They started banning Ashe and MF against him specifically, right? There was always like 80 bans that came through. Because like G2, their whole playstyle revolved around we need to be winning bot so we can push, so Mickey can do whatever the fuck he wants.
There's always the threat of it though. I understood what Monty meant. I'm looking up the stats now though on it. Let's see. Okay, season. Boom.
Because my inclination tells me Hans Sama 3. You know, like I'm just arguing about myself against myself in my mind, and the MSI moments do stand out there because it's like Mickey. I think that the majority of his games he was playing bad, but then there was like the regional playoffs where he played insane,
or the
like
Poppy games at MSI.
Yeah, where he just completely went bonker ballistic. But the majority of the year, he kind of like, I'm gonna int here together with the Ike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could argue. I think unquestionably Mickey was the MVP of LEC in 2023, but I think if you look at this year, it's hard to argue that like Fnatic did make it to finals, did make it to international tournaments, and the major reason was Razork, right? Are we going to argue that Razork isn't the best player? Like Razork deserves to be top 5.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah,
and then I think the question is too, who on BDS? I mean, I thought Ice had a very good season on BDS.
Yeah.
It is tough.
It's like, do we put Razork? Do you guys like what do you guys think about Hans? Because I spoke about Hans. I'm curious what you guys think about Hansi.
I thought he was good. I think he was generally good. I think he was actually better than he was last year. He seemed way more consistent to me. Like his MF was really good. His Ashe was really good. You know, like he always had the ability to play Kalista, the ability to play Draven. He would start pulling it out. He had some really good games where they ended up losing. Like he had a really good series, I believe. Was it against Mad Lions when they ended up losing that? Where I felt like he was just playing really well throughout, like carrying games that looked really hard.
His Kalista's 14-3. Like he played it 17 times, and Draven was only 5-4. So not. I mean, it's a pocket pick, but it wasn't like a surefire win.
It just draws a lot of bans, though, is the thing. And the thing about Hans Sama is that he doesn't necessarily have the best champion pool at times. I think his lack of desire to play Zeri hurt the team at times this year. But he does warp drafts.
It's Iwdominate.
He does warp drafts in very interesting ways. And I think that's a really actually big PowerPoint for G2 in the drafting is that teams always have to respect some of his lane bullies. And if not ban them, at least play as though they are going to be picked. And that is a big strength, I think, of G2's.
Do we put Hans or Razork on 3 then?
I would put Razork on 3, but if you guys want to put Hans on 3,
I would put Hans on 3. I would put Hans on 3, Razork on 4, and then 5. Irrelevant?
Oh God, please.
Oh,
right.
no.
Oh no, you're trying to just kill Yamato.
Oh, you're kidding me.
You're hurting Yamato, man. Why are you doing this to Yamato?
I thought the Ice shout was pretty damn.
Dude, Ice was really consistent.
Like
LeBron was really good for
moments.
a long period of time, and then he just started kind of one-tricking Rel, and everything went to shit.
Yeah.
The thing about Ice that I thought was interesting about BDS is they started the year playing him on like pick or engage in Ash Jhin Varus, like the conditional engage ADCs, and then they moved him into like the crown shot role later on the hyper carries, and he did very well in both situations.
What about Marcoon? Never mind.
I think Larson is the best, better than Caps.
Caps, BB, Hans, Razork, Ice. Boom.